Hello guys, today we're in my home gym and I'm gonna talk a little bit about the squats. I'm gonna talk about what people do, what most people do wrong, what I did wrong with the squats, and also what my tips and tricks are. I also gonna do a little bit, I'm also gonna do little shots of me doing the squat, performing it. So, and I'm gonna explain why I do a particular angle or something. Okay guys, tip number 1, always do warm-up. I see a lot of guys who just put on 2 plates for the first set and they don't even warm up. They don't even warm up with the bar. I always do warm-up with the bar. One with a set without the bar, mostly about 20 repetitions, and then I slowly pyramid to my top sets. So then I put on 40 kilos in total, then I do 60 kilos in total, then 80 kilos, and then I'm going slowly, I slowly increase the weight to my top sets, and by my top set I go all out. And I don't necessarily mean to failure. With your warm-ups, you always have to do a lot of repetitions. It's because you have to keep the blood going on your legs, and it feels a lot nicer, and you can squat deeper. Tip number 2: find out what you like the most: high bar squats or low bar squats. And I mean by this, I see a lot of beginners who just grab the bar, go to the squat rack and grab it, and their head is like when you put 40 kgs on your neck. I think everybody knows that it is not a healthy way, and the squat is a really effective exercise if you do it correctly. Tip number 3, the bar movements. Make sure you always squat parallel, because I also see a lot of guys doing this in my gym. They squat, oh, I lift really heavy, and they're going like, yeah, I'm squat. No, please don't be that guy that said, oh, I squat 150 kilos, and they do a half rep. At your knees and your butt is in a parallel line. That's why I call it that way, and that is really important, because if you want to go powerlifting someday, you always have to squat parallel, and if you don't squat parallel, they will not register your lift as approved. Okay guys, tip number 4, feet placement. This is a really important one. Most people, they go stand like this and they squat. Okay, nothing wrong with it, but I think it is a little bit better if you go a little bit wider with your feet than shoulder width and go like this. I think it's more comfortable. What I mean by this, you also don't have to go really wide like a sumo and then because if you do this, it is much more harder than to squat parallel. And as I said, that is a really important one. Tip number 5, and this is a tip for people who have weak knees, just like myself. I struggled with the squat because my knees weren't so stable, and they first did this, and I did some research, and then I found these knee reps, and it really helps me, because then you don't hear the necking of my knee every time I squat, and it also helps my knee to stay stable, so it doesn't go weird. So it doesn't really do some weird shit over there. These knee reps are from My Shredded Lifestyle. I think these are very comfortable, and if you have knee wraps yourself, you think are better, that's fine. Okay guys, tip number 6, and this is one that most of you won't know, but when you squat, you don't have to look down. And if you have a mirror, that's fine, then you can see a little bit of yourself, and I think that it's much more better than if you just squat against the wall like me, and then it's really easy to because when you do this, it is very easy to bend your back and don't have a straight back. And that is also really important, because if you have a bent back, I guarantee that you will have injuries later in your fitness career. Also, if you have your head lifted up, it is a lot harder to bend your back. I recommend to do this exercise and look down and do a squat again with no weight, looking up. I am sure you will feel a difference in your back, and you will see it. Guaranteed. Okay guys, tip number 7, also really important one, breathing. I know most of beginners don't understand this, but it is one of the main focuses you need when you perform a big lift, like lat pull down, bench press, overhead press. You breathe out, and when you do the negative, you breathe in. Not with squat and deadlift. Please don't do that, because you have to breathe in, grab the bar, go a little bit behind, breathe in again, keep your core very tight. If you grab the bar and you're standing here like this, you have to tighten every muscle around the core, like if I was punching you in the stomach when you're here with all the weights just before squatting, and then I have to punch you and you can't feel nothing. Okay? And then when you perform the squats, you're standing here with all your air, you squat, you go down, and instead of breathing out and go up, like with the bench press or lat pull down or whatever exercise, you keep your air in, tighten, still your core needs to be tightened up, and when you are here, then you can breathe out. And then you have to do it again. And here, breathe out. I saw a really good picture on the internet, and it says this. You have to imagine you're in the sea with all your weights. You breathe in, here is the water. And you go down, here is all water, so you can't breathe. You go down, still all water, and here you can breathe again. It simply explains how you should breathe during the squat. Okay guys, a really important one, belt. Personally, I use the belt quite a lot because I think I have a little back issues, and especially when I perform the squats. Not necessarily the deadlift. What I do with the squats, I don't use the belt unless I'm around 80% of my 1 rep max or higher, because if you go with a squat break, warm up with your belt, it's gonna take a lot of strength in your lower back, and your core won't develop as much as you wouldn't do these squat exercises without the belt. Don't use the belt directly when you squat and put a plate on and I use the belt so I look cool. Don't do that, please. It also protects your lower back so good. So I really recommend it when you go heavy, and I recommend it to use when you can squat over 100 kgs. As you can see, those last 2 reps, please, it is shitty form. I'm sorry that I did this. I'm really ashamed of it. But I hit the 5. I know, can you just leave it in the comments? Can you count that last 2 reps as a rep? I would like to see how you guys think of a shitty form counting as a rep. So let's do another set, and then we're going to go deadlifting. If you go for squatting, put your headphones on, or a box if you train alone. There are a lot of studies which show that people who train with music, their performance are way better, and their pain tolerance is much more higher than people who don't listen to music. And also, another tip is have a training partner or a gym buddy, however you want to call it. Let them shout at you. It's your adrenaline is going up, and you can just do that last rep. When you rest a minute, let's say, during squatting, your muscles are so fatigued from the previous set, and you wouldn't squat as much as you would with 2 or 3 minutes extra rest. If you see a powerlifter at your gym, they are most likely to take 5 minutes rest between sets, and it's because It puts a lot of stress on the muscles and in our central nervous system. Also, stay hydrated. It's another really important tip. Stay hydrated during your workouts. But I hope most of you are doing this, because otherwise what are you doing in the gym, right? So now I'm done with the squats. It was really heavy, but I hit the 6 reps on my second set. And now we're gonna go deadlift. And you will see the problem there with those weights. Okay guys, as you probably could see, I get my legs pretty straight. Don't do that with a regular deadlift, because you really have to bend your knees, move a little bit parallel, just like the squats, and then start pulling. But now I'm doing a stiff-legged deadlift, because as you can see, the weights aren't round, they are like, and so you can't. I really like to pull the weight right toward me, then pull. And with these weights, it isn't possible. That's why I'm doing here stiff-legged deadlifts. But in my normal gym, it is possible to do a regular deadlift. Okay, guys. Second last exercise for today. I'm really exhausted. It's our standing lunges. It is really great for your quadriceps and your hamstrings. Normally I would go to the gym and do like leg extensions or leg curls, but here in my home gym, yeah, I don't have machines. In my opinion, this is the best exercise to replace them, to replace the leg extensions and leg curls with. I also like to go really high reps with this and take less rests, because I have a problem with my grip strength. I just deadlifted 80 kilos, and it really exhausted my grip strength. So now doing standing lunges with 20 kilo each hand, I would be devastated. But that's why I like to keep the intensity high. And after these exercises, I'm gonna train calves. Calves. I know how you pronounce it.